Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, I've been getting a bunch of questions on my Kobo unboxing video and my introduction to Kobo and all those videos. So I think that's a good sign that folks are getting some Kobos. So I thought it would be fun today to go through. So we did the shallow deep dive, and I said I was going to do a deep dive, but I don't want to do that right now because I don't think that would be so useful. What I think would be useful is just a quick tips and tricks video. So let's do that. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but the felons are outside yapping. So let me get the felons. Let me get set up on another camera so y'all can see my Kobo and see what I'm doing. And then we'll go through some Kobo tips and tricks. But before we get into all that, y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I'll get set up and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I have us set up on a camera so you can see what I'm doing. So let's jump straight into this thing. Now I'm going to try to resist going down rabbit holes and showing you 100 things that we've already seen on 5 different videos. So let's jump straight into a book. So I'm already in Hostile Takeover by my friend JD Bowen. This is the cover page, of course. So I'm just going to tap the screen and get us into the book. And so now I'm in the book. First thing I want to talk about is bookmarks. So when you close and reopen the Kobo, it's going to go back to that last page that you were on. But if you want to mark a page and say, oh, I want to remember that page where John Archer did so-and-so, if you touch that upper right-hand corner, that gives you a little bookmark. It dog-ears the page, which y'all, don't be folding down the pages of your real books, but it's an electronic book. You can just unfold it later. So speaking of which, you can just unfold it just like that. But, well, you know what? I just noticed there's an awful glare on my counter. Let me go put a towel on there. Hang on a second. I really don't know if that helped at all or just made it worse. But anyway, all right. So bookmarks, that upper right-hand corner of the page. And while we're talking about up here in the top, if you touch the top of your screen, you get this top menu. And right here, you can control your brightness. Y'all, that's huge. So it allows you to control the brightness of your screen and the warmth. And y'all, I've had so many people, I don't know what it is out there in the reading community that folks think you can't control the warmth of a Kobo screen, and maybe other Kobos you can't. I'm a Kobo newbie on this one, but on the Kobo Libre 2, of course you can because it's a color screen. So you can adjust your brightness and you can adjust your warmth and you can set it to change automatically, or you can set a time. So like if you know you're going to go in the bedroom at 11 o'clock, which Lord, is that late for me? But if you know you're going to bed at 11 o'clock and you want your warmth to go up at 11 o'clock, like for your nighttime setting, you can set it to do that then, or you can set it to just change automatically with the ambient light around you. And I like that. I like it changing with the ambient light because y'all can see over there. I'll sit on the couch right over there in front of that big old window. See that big old window over there? And I'll sit over there and read books at night. And as the sun goes down, the brightness of my screen will come up and I don't even notice that it's getting dark. So that's really nice on here. So yeah, so that's in that upper menu. You can also adjust your fonts and that up here. Now, this is one of those rabbit holes we're not going to get into, but so that's where you can adjust all of your font stuff is up here, but you can also pinch to adjust your font size, which, how tiny is that now? So you can make it huge or tiny, or, you know, just normal size. I'm getting it all crazy. You can leave it just normal size if you want it. All right, so pinch or like spread out to make it smaller and bigger to change your font size on the fly. I don't tend to get much ghosting when I'm reading. I wonder if I can make it do it by highlighting. Sometimes if you highlight and then highlight again, you can get it to kind of look ghosty. But like I said, I don't get a whole lot of ghosting, but ghosting is where you get sort of a remnant of the image from before when you turn the page. But if you just single finger double tap the middle of the screen, it'll refresh your screen. So if you're getting ghosting, like if you're reading comics or if you're reading like graphic novels, just tap the middle of your screen and it'll refresh and get rid of that ghosting for you without having to like go into any weird menus or anything. You can just do that on the fly while you're reading. To swap books, like if you're reading multiple books at a time, if you just swipe down from the top, that'll give you the last 3 books that you had open. So let's say I want to go in and get me a little Atlas 6 while I'm sitting here. Can open that, or if I'm like, no, I got to get back to my John Archer and see what he's getting himself into. So that gives you your last 3 open books. So that's swiping down from the top. If you swipe up from the bottom, you get your reading menu. And I think we've talked about this before, but y'all, this will allow you to sort of jump forward in the text. So I can jump up ahead in the text. I can look at the table of contents or annotations, and look, there's my bookmark. So I can jump back to where I was to see what old John Archer's up to. So that, you know what, let's go into Atlas 6, because I don't think, for some reason, it's not recognizing chapters. There we go. Okay, so table of contents. So there's the table of contents in Atlas 6. I don't think I have any annotations. Oh, I do have annotations. There are my annotations, and I can jump to whatever page I have annotated. So there's that. I can go back to the page I was on. I can search from here. If there's a word that I want to look up and somehow like the long press isn't doing it for me, or if I'm reading and I'm like, hang on, isn't that the word blah, 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 and I want to look up a word, I can do that from here with this search. So that's down here in that bottom book menu. Now let's go into let's get out of this book. Now there are a couple of cool features that you can turn on if you go into the More menu and just go into Beta features. You can see under here there's a web browser. There's also large print mode. So you can turn large print mode on, and you can see already it switches it into large print. That's a lot clearer and a lot easier to see. I'm going to turn that back off so we can see more of the screen at a time. There's also My Words. So you see I've already got it on. But what this will do is when you look up a word, it'll save that word to a list. So you can go back later and review those words and make sure that once you've looked it up, you've actually learned it, or like that you remember it. And those words will be listed. I don't know if I've actually looked up any words on here, but if I have, if I go to More, back to that More menu and go to Activity, they'll be listed here. So, oh, you know what? This is just in the Atlas 6. But so it'll list the words that you've looked up so that you can go back and review them. So that's pretty cool. And it's really good if you have young readers and you get them to look up words. You can then go back later and either look over those words with them or look up those words and see what kind of words your young readers are struggling with and maybe help them with them. A couple of other things let's talk about while we're in this More menu. And y'all, I'm looking at the side of my head. I know we've talked about these before, but I feel like this is really, really powerful in this device, is that you can sync this. You can log into your My Dropbox or your Google Drive or whatever cloud-based storage you use, and you can open documents on your Kobo, pull them up in your notebook, work on them in here, and then sync them back to that cloud-based storage, and then open them on your phone, on your computer, on a tablet, wherever else it is that you want to work on those documents. And you can switch back and forth seamlessly by being able to log into those cloud-based servers or like cloud-based storage on your device. So I just think that's really cool. I use it a lot. I'm a teacher, and I store a lot of my teaching documents on Google Drive, so I can open them on here, work on them, or take notes in a book on my Kobo, upload them to my Google Drive, and then I'll have them on my computer when I go back to like write questions or whatever for the kiddos. It's easy for me to move around documents like that. So I love that I can log in to my Google Drive on here, and then documents that I create or use on here, I can access easily from other devices. So that's really cool. A couple of other cool things about the Kobo is if you go in, so we're back at the home screen. If you go into My Books, you can make collections. Like I have a Cannibal Love Stories collection, which The Whistler should not be in there. Tell you one book that should be in there, however, is Leather and Lark. So from here I can just say add to collection, save it there, and now Leather and Lark, which is a fabulous book, y'all. And now Leather and Lark should, if I go to my collections, shows up in that collection. So this is a really good way to sort books on the device. So you can see Leather and Lark is still in my books. So if I go to books, I can still sort like by books, by author, and she'll still be, Leather and Lark will still be under my Bren Weaver books. But if I know I'm in the mood for a little serial killer romance, I can go to my Cannibal Love Stories and say, that looks like a good one. So collections are a really good way to sort books. Y'all know we talked about this before. If I go into Discover, I can log into my Overdrive on here using my library card and check out books straight from my library through Overdrive onto my Kobo. So let's say I want to check out, I'm going to pick one that's not available, you watch. The Martian, borrow with Overdrive, connecting to Overdrive, and I've checked it out. So super, super simple. So now I can read it. Now if I just tap read now, I'm reading The Martian. So that's super slick. I mean, y'all saw me just check out a book. Very, very easy. Have y'all read Project Hail Mary? Honestly, I have not read The Martian yet. I have it. I actually have the ebook. I think I have the audiobook, and I have not one, but 2 copies of the physical book, which I need to mail one to a friend, but I've been lazy about going to the post office. So I have not read The Martian yet, but I have read Project Hail Mary multiple times. Oh my word, is that a fantastic book. The book is good. The Audible is good. It's really, really good. Highly, highly recommend. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I know I haven't told y'all a million things. That was like my goal, was just to tell a few things. I feel like a couple of those at least are maybe not the best known tips and or tricks. So I will have linked here already, I'm sure, my walkthrough, which was like an hour and people got mad. So my shallow deep dive is here. I also did an unboxing and like first look at the Kobo Libre 2, which I will also link here. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what you want to know about this device. Y'all, I absolutely love it. I've had questions about ghosting. I don't get ghosting on mine, but I also don't read comics. I don't read graphic novels. So I think when you read just like black and white print, ghosting isn't as much of an issue. Oh, that's one other thing. I talked about this before. You can add, I guess, custom fonts, which I added Bookerly to mine, which is, I think, the least custom font ever to add to an e-reader. But all you have to do is plug your Kobo into your computer, and you'll see the folders there. And one of the folders you'll see is a font folder. So all you have to do is go and find the font that you want on the internet, download it onto your computer, drag it into your font folder, and then once you eject your Kobo from your computer, the Kobo will find the font, and Bob's your uncle, you'll be able to use it in your book. So y'all, it is super simple. It's way harder than that to like bootleg a font onto Kindle, which we've done that before too, but there's just way more to it there. There are lots of custom things you can do to your Kobo, and I was going to get into that today, but I thought, you know what? Today we'll just do a quick and dirty, hit it and quit it, talk about a few quick, I feel, useful tips and tricks to use on a Kobo straight out of the box, but I promise you another day we'll come back and we'll talk about a full-on like hard kit customization of the Kobo. All kinds of things you can do to it to customize it and really make it yours. But for now, y'all, those are my tips and tricks. Let us know in the comments, what are your favorite tips and tricks for the Kobo? Which ones am I missing, and which ones do you absolutely have to enjoy reading on your Kobo? Let us know in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.